didn't know, I decided to read all the books on the New York Times top 100 books of the 21st century, and today we're going to take a look at The Sellout by Paul B. I haven't actually read anything quite like this before. I would describe this novel as a satire, and the main character that we're actually following is just titled or named Me. We follow Me as he lives in a smaller Black impoverished community in California. Me is the subject of pretty harsh scientific experiments by his father, who sees himself as this philosopher or sociologist and decides to treat his son as the prime subject. All of these experiments are really focused on race, class, and structure, and you can imagine as a young developing child what constantly being the subject of those kinds of questions can do to your development. And I would say a lot of Me's musings and thoughts are actually kind of silly, and I think the reason he turns to humor is because people turn to humor sometimes in times of crisis. You'll see someone who is laughing at a funeral, or someone who doesn't have necessarily appropriate responses to harsh realities, and I think humor is just one way that people end up dealing with those huge challenges. Me's father dies, and he dies in quite a horrific way. He's killed by the police, and Me decides to pick up the mantle in a way and continue on with his father's work. And as he's commenting on race and class, he draws some analogies that are really funny. Me is thinking about complexion and how complexion is often sexualized or related to food in a way. So it'll be dark chocolate, caramel in relation to the pigment of someone's skin, and Me ends up making this comment: "I'm so effing tired of Black women always being described by their skin tones. Honey colored this, dark chocolate that. My paternal grandmother was mocha tinged, cafe au lait, graham effing cracker brown. How come they never describe the white characters in relation to foodstuffs and hot liquids? Why aren't there any yogurt colored, eggshell toned, string cheese skinned, low fat milk, white protagonists in these racist, no third act having books? That's why Black literature sucks." Just one little giggle, and there are countless of these little moments in this book. The delivery is funny, but the question, it's a good question. But I think this novel does ask a question of how silly is too silly? How much weight and respect should you actually give to some of these movements and social culture in general? So I would say for that, I would give this novel a very strong 8.5. I was laughing a lot, but it didn't hold me and really leave me with any substantial lasting remarks.